As promised, a little railway perspective, and of course you need to be above the wire, see things from a higher perspective. But there's a couple of things I'm going to have to start charging for. If anybody wants trips to the hospital or doctors or whatever, I'm effectively acting as the ferryman, so I think we'll have a sort of nominal figure of 2 pennies for that one. One for the sun eye, one for the moon eye. It's all about discovery after all. And the other one is the pyramid tours. So we can look at one right here. There's pyramids everywhere. Egypt is a lot bigger than you think. Let's throw it at anything, like the railways. At the top you can put a CEO, then you can have a board of directors, and so on, right down to the staff. But hey, this is like scripture. With the railways, your railway that you're going to create, you get to play all the parts. You get to be the signalman, you get to be the driver, you get to be the station master. See, you'll need to have a route. You have to have a plan for a start. So, two-way track, being the UK, same as the roads. The line on the left for one direction, the line on the right for the other direction. So what else have we got here? So you got a path that's going to wander and weave. You'll need to gauge things as well between your two parameters. Notice how it's on a bed of sleepers. Now there's some other key points to this. Now in the States they're called switches, but in the UK they're called points. So this first one ahead of us, you'd have to take the train right past it and reverse back. That's called a training point. The other one you can see just ahead of that, where the line splits into a different path, a different route, a different track, is a facing point. And you'll see another one up there as well. Now this train, you're the driver of that train. You can be a passenger train if you want, and you can carry lots of souls, you can be the embodiment. Now generally this track or spiritual path is going to be fairly level. You may encounter a few things where you may need bridges, cuttings, embankments, but generally no sharp angles and a nice smooth path. Now you need to work out whether you want to go to a terminus, or do you have another destination in mind? Of course, if you do take a wrong path, you can always come back and switch to a different route and try that one. So yeah, pyramids. They're not just these famous ones in the first United Kingdom of Egypt, Energy Egypt, like Gyprock. You can put anything at the top of that pyramid. You can put a pope, you can put a prime minister, you can put a president, a CEO, and then you'll have all the different levels of hierarchy, cabinet, congress, deacons, archbishops, basically variations on Ronald McDonald. And you look round at pretty much every organisation, it all follows that pyramid system. So I ask you, do you see the pyramids? Just look around, but see with the right eye, the singular eye. See what is being presented to you. You also you'll have a bit of maintenance that might need doing, sorting out your neural pathways, or wiring in this case. So that's pretty much it really. The choice of locomotive and what platform you want to start on, that's your choice, whether you want a single or return, but there gets to a point where there is no return. You could go standard class, you can go first class, you can go overnight sleeper, you can reserve a seat, but you're going to have to pay quite a lot more for some of these things. But your spiritual train, for your spiritual track, your spiritual path, that will be given to you, that will be presented to you. Just like the driver of the train, you will observe the signals. Red means danger, means stop. Amber or yellow, and they have double yellow in 4 aspect signalling, colour light signalling. You will have cautionary. So a single yellow implies that you may get a stop sign after that. Or you may just get green lights. It may run like the railways, where a lot of the signals are just automated and everything just flows lovely. But you can run it like a Swiss railway. You can private eyes it, and you can bring in lots of little mini pyramids called franchises, and you can retain the track under a company called a Rail Track, which I think is still government owned. So you're just renting a pathway that is not yours on that type of railway. So far better to create your own, I think. Create the journey you want. You could go on the Orient Express, or you could go on a Pullman. The choice is yours with everything. You could be steaming, you could be diesel, or you could be all electric. You could even be 3rd or 4th rail, depending on the setup of the system. Choice is yours. I think you get the picture. So just look around, you'll see pyramids everywhere. They're not just set in stone. They are concepts of the mind, a general conception. And some of them will govern your mind, if you allow them to. But far better with your railway, your spiritual path. You're not only the driver, you're the signalman. You're the guard. You're the station master, you're the porter. You play every part. Ooh, that sounds familiar. Just like in scripture. There is only one who plays all the parts, with many personalities. Exodus. That's where you want to go. It ends with us. It started with us, and it ends with us. And you might see that you've then got it sussed. Because in the middle of sus, which is sustenance, is you. With 2 spirits, 2 eyes. That's where your internal transfusion will come in, where you get that dialogue going between your left and right hemispheres. Yes, they tell me north is up, but when you have 2-way railway tracks, generally the one going towards London or the major station will be classed as the up line, and the opposite direction will be classed as the down line, irrespective of the geographical cardinal points. So, once again, which way is up, which way is north? Do you know where you are? hopefully you'll come back with the answer that wherever you stand is holy ground. Right, we'll leave that one for there, and there'll be more tales, more tracks, more routes, more options to weigh up, see where they go. But use your internal journey planner, regardless of what anybody else says, no matter who. Even this voice here. Go with your gut feeling. That is your best guide. And when you make the I singular, the I looks like a O, so don't just be good. Make the I singular and be God. That is what you are. You've just forgotten it. Pandemic of amnesia. But good to see there are many living Christs out there. A few with YouTube channels, bound to be many more getting on in different ways. Known because they have become known, and yet to some totally unknown. Such is the duality of this upside down world. Ta-ta for now.